drop D tuning for this one, D, A, D, G, B, E. And to start, we could do this rhythm synth that kicks it all off. And we're just on the low D here, and you can just do 8th note hits on it. And we'll start here at 3 on the D. And we do about 3 sets of 4 strums. And then we'll do 3 hits and then go to 5. Alright, that's just a little transitional note there. Come off to the open D, same kind of thing there. 3 sets of 4, and then 3 hits, go back to the 5. Get a little transitional again, back up to the 6. Alright, and same feel here. 3 sets of 4, 3 hits on that, go up to 8. Back off to the open, and once we hit this open, we just do 4 sets of 4. Alright, start from the beginning again. We do the 3s to 5, opens. Alright, and then the second run through, instead of coming 5 to 6, we go 5 to 8. And it's the same thing here, 3 sets of 8, 4 strums. And then 3 hits on 8, go to 10. And then just back off to the opens. And the final time with the opens, we do 3 strums of 4. Do 1 hit, and then do 3 10s. Alright, and that'll just cycle. Eventually we get kind of this chorused out, Drab Majesty style picking here, and it starts here. The overall, keeping the rhythm in mind as we're playing these chords. These will be kind of they don't quite look like that's what we're playing, but these will be the chords happening, when you factor in the bass note over the top. So we're going through this F major 7. So we'll pick through this 7D down through 5 on the G, B, E. Bounce between the G and B a couple times. Back to the high E. Slide that 5G down to 4. Alright, now we move into this D major 7 to D look. So 4 on the middle D, 2 G, 2 B, and then we hit the 3 on the B, back to the 2 G open, and now come off open on that, on the D. So now it's kind of like we're into just a D chord. Alright, and then we pick down through the 2G, 2B, back to the 3 on the B. Lift the 3 off to 2B, 2G, open D. Okay, so we went. Okay. Move over here, and this first run through, it'll be basically a flat 6, A flat 6. Alright, and pick through the 3 on the D, and then bar 1s on the G, B, E. Kind of pick it like we did the first chord, bounce between the G, B a couple times. High E, G string to B string again. Alright, and then just come off to this D7 to D5 look. Open D, 2G, 1 B. Make it a 3 on the B. Back to the 2G, open D. And then back, open D, 2G, 1B, 3B. Alright, and that whole thing just goes through twice. But just keep in mind, like once we get to that third chord, instead of A flat 6, it becomes, because we're instead of having that 6 bass note on the low D, we're coming up to 8. So then it becomes like an E flat 7 sus2 or whatever. So just know like the bass note shifts there, so the overall chord will change. After we get through that whole thing, we get into this this third part of the intro. So strumming on a D major 7, open D, 2 on the G, B, E, and it's 1, 2, 3, rest. Alright, and then we just hit 3 open low D power chords. So open D, A, and middle D, 1, 2, 3, rest. Alright, go like that 3 times. right? And then the final run two, we just stay at the open low D, and then we just strum away on the D major 7 about, 8 times or so, just kind of building into the main riff. And once we get to the main riff, hit that open D power chord, all right, and then open middle D, 5 on the D, kind of hammer it off or slide it down to 4, open middle D. Alright, and then we slide 5 to 3 on the A. Hit the 3 again. A couple more times. Hit this 3 on the D. And then up to 6 on the A. 5 low D. So. Just hold that 5 for a moment, go 5, 7, 8, and then we want to pick between this 10 on the A, back to the 8 low D, 10A, and then 10A to 9. Alright, and I kind of like to hit an open low D with that 9, just to get a bass note going again over the top of everything. Alright, and then basically run through the whole thing again, but up until the point where we do the 5, 5, 7, 8. Instead of coming up to that 10A and going between that a couple times, we do the 5, 7, 8, and then drop down to a first fret power chord in E flat here. Hit it, little hesitation, and then like about 4 more on it, lift off to the open. Okay, so slowly let's try this. For the verses, initially the first half of the first verse, we're just kind of resting. But then we get into this bit where we do like a little unison bend. So 5 on the G, have the 3 on the B under it. Okay, just bend that G till we get the same note. And then just go between the 3 and that bent 5, few times. Alright, and the second half of it, we do that bend again. We do the 3, 5, 3. And then we want this, keep that 5 bent, but then just go between that and a 6 on the B. A couple times. Alright, and other than that, we get the second half of the second verse. We get this extra little thing where it's that same bend, the 5 with the 3. But now we want to go between the bent 5 G and a 5 high E a few times. We do this little B string walk down, 6, 5, 3. And then bounce between a 3 G and 6 B a couple times. Alright, so a little different thing at the end of the second verse there. But other than that, similar parts repeat, and then we do the outro, which we get to use a bit of a tremolo arm here. And if you don't have a tremolo arm, you could just like slide into it, Definitely sounds cooler and closer if we have like a tremolo, but basically we just want a D power chord. So you want the low open D and the 5A 7 on the middle D. Alright, what we're going to do is just have it, the bar depressed down, and then just strum and then release it to, no resting spot. So, alright, so if you don't have that, you could slide into it. Doesn't sound quite as smooth, I guess you could just bend a fret lower, like the 4s and 6s here. But it'd be kind of a pain in the butt to have to stay on that. But other than that, you can just slide, bar dip into it. And then we just start strumming on it, 8th notes just continuously. And that whole thing will just loop all the way through the outro.